Journals, last call. Thank you. The Senate Journal from the previous meeting have been made available. Is there any corrections to either of the Senate Journals? Once. Twice. Hearing none, the Senate Journal is passed as given. Up next is going to be our remarks by our special guest. We have two on the agenda today. I'm unsure if Dr. Houston is here. Okay, cool. So we're going to proceed with Jad Zaytundi. Please welcome him. He currently serves as the student regent of the Texas Tech University system, where he has been serving our university since April of 2024.
Thank you. How are y'all? Doing well? Okay, so my name is Jad. I'm the student regent for the Texas Tech University system. I'll start just tell you a little bit about myself, then about the role of student regent. I really want to spend most of our time, and tell me whenever we're close, because I don't want to make y'all stay later than you have to. Just hearing about the things you like about Texas Tech, the things you don't want to change, the things you would change, the things you want to see in the future, because that'll be very important. I'll explain that here in a second. So anyways, as I said, my name is Jad. I'm a graduate from Texas Tech. I went to the Honors College and to the Rawls College of Business. I'm an accounting major. We have Honors College students in here, or Rawls students in here? Cool. Very cool. I'm currently a fourth-year med student at the Health Science Center. My interests are in health policy and head and neck surgery, and those are really the things that I focus on. A little bit about the student regent position. So I sit on the board of regents for the Texas Tech University system. Who has never heard of it or knows barely anything about it? And that's completely fine. So what the Board of Regents does is they manage everything, basically everything that's important within each of the institutions within the Texas Tech University system, which is Texas Tech, the Health Science Center here, Health Science Center El Paso, Midwestern State, and Angelo State. And most of the time, whenever they're passing things or talking about things that don't have anything to do with students, I kind of sit back and listen. But whenever they're passing anything or talking about anything related to students, let's say it's like tuition being raised, or they want to open up a new building, or they want to open up a new degree program, they look to me sometimes and they ask me my opinion on it. And while I'm happy to share my personal opinion, that's not what I'm chosen for the role for. It's to share the students' opinions. So it's really valuable that people are engaged and kind of tell me what you think is important for me to know from a student's perspective and the things you'd like to see done at your university, because that allows me to do my job the best and really advise the Board of Regents. And our board's a great board. They definitely listen to the student regent and take their opinions into serious consideration whenever they're thinking about funding something or passing something or unfunding something. And I'm also happy to answer any questions that you may have about the Board of Regent position or anything related to Texas Tech. So with that, I'm going to open it up to questions. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Abby, if you would mind just sharing my email with the senators. Yes, my email is always open. Feel free to reach out. Ideas are great. I would say, especially if you're collaborating with your SGA exec team, they present at each board of meetings some of their initiatives, and they really have that time to talk directly, not just to me, but to the entire board about the things they care about. So that's also a good avenue. But my email is always open, and I would definitely appreciate if you reached out with any ideas. Thank you. You guys have to be brave. Who's going to ask a question or two? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. You're next.
After you. No, go ahead. Are you looking for specifics, correct? Or anything at all?
It could be anything at all. If there's something in general that you would want to change about the university or something you really want to make sure is ongoing within the university, that's great. But if you have specifics, that's also great. So.
As a representative of the Conklin College of Visual Performing Arts, and especially the School of Music, we still have asbestos in our basement.
Oh, okay.
Well, we did just recently have the reopening of the Emily Recital Hall, a beautiful new renovation for a very old hall. Our building is only meant to hold 600 students, and we're well double over that. Currently, the amount of practice rooms within the School of Music are at a ratio to students of 15 to 1, which is not enough to meet the demands of the School of Music, versus other major institutions where their buildings, they have buildings specifically just for practice rooms for their students to practice their craft in. So certainly more of an emphasis towards helping a school such as that would be greatly appreciated. I know that many students of the School of Music would love something like that. My band director, from when I was in high school, was told that he would be graduating from the new School of Music.
No, I understand.
Never happened.
Okay, well, I appreciate that's really important for me to know, and I wouldn't have known that otherwise. Thank you for sharing. You had a question, so. Okay, so usually you apply through your student government, and they send that out usually in the fall. After that, the student government will send their list to the chancellor's office. The chancellor's office will then go through that list, and they usually interview most folks that apply. You'll do an interview with the chancellor's office, and from there they send you to the governor's office. They usually send the top 5 candidates, but for most of the time, the governor's office asks for the complete list of students that applied. From there, it's kind of a waiting period. They usually schedule an interview with you in the spring, and then you have another 2 to 3 month waiting period till you hear back. So that's kind of how the process goes. And the interviews, both the interviews were, pretty relaxed. They weren't anything crazy. Yeah, great question. You guys, I encourage everyone to apply. The only rule to be a student regent, I guess, or to be qualified for it is to be a student. And like, for example, this next year, no one from the Health Science Center can apply. So it's, I definitely encourage y'all to apply in the next few years as y'all get closer to graduation.
Sure. Senator Lawyer, College of Visual Performing Arts as well. So this is a Texas Tech specific question because it's faced every university system. But the university has been letting in way too many students compared to the resources there are. And A&M has been going through it at UT. Like my first semester was 2017, of course I took time off for military and stuff like that. But we've allowed thousands since then, and of course we've had to cut bus services. Like there's not enough resources. We have way too many people. Of course universities want to be like, hey, we have this many students, but like the current students aren't really being taken care of.
Mm-hmm. No, I appreciate you sharing that. Yes, obviously, what I'm getting is facilities are important, making sure we have enough space for the students that we're holding. No, that makes sense. I appreciate you sharing that with me.
First years, anything? Be empowered to speak.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am currently a biochemistry pre-med student, and there's not a lot of research exposure to a lot of freshmen. I heard there was a fair, and I went to a lot of true scholars internet meetings and stuff, and they introduced freshmen to I guess they had fairs in the summer. They don't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess maybe during orientation, maybe freshmen could have better exposure to research early on, so they can improve their careers depending on what major. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Actually, today in some of the conversations I had with admin, that's something that they are working on. I've heard feedback from other students at other institutions that have talked about access to opportunities for research. I know for graduate degrees, it becomes more and more important. So that's something that's I think currently in the works, and I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you. Yeah.
I know this is an ongoing issue for a lot of places on campus, but just Wi-Fi in the chemistry building and in Holden Hall, it's really difficult, especially during passing classes. If you're sitting down and trying to get work done, there's no Wi-Fi in the buildings, and it's hard to connect your hotspot as well.
Okay, that makes sense, and that is crucial to us doing well in school. Yeah, thank you for sharing. That's important to know. Yeah.
Temperature control, sometimes some rooms tend to be overheated versus way too cold, and it's a little hard to focus sometimes.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. It doesn't make it easier taking a test whenever it's 80 degrees in the room. No, but what I'm getting from the general sense of things is infrastructure is super important, kind of keeping up to date to that. So I appreciate y'all sharing that. Any other questions? Yes. Did we have one down here?
You go first, Lauren.
Okay, thank you. And also, I had a conversation with one of the program managers for the Learning Center,
Mhm.
and he mentioned that he noticed how the programs, even the supplemental instruction, even the TLPDC, which is in charge of learning assistance, those programs have grown exponentially, and they feel like the offices are starting to be a little more crowded.
Okay.
Might need some sort of space increase.
Okay, and you said that was the learning program?
Supplemental instruction,
Okay.
the Learning Center, and the learning assistance.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so I know we might be able to address this at joint session, but as you're traveling around to the different schools in our system, what are some of your experiences that we can kind of take to our own heart and start to act on to bring immediate relief to our students?
Great question. So full disclosure, I've only been to El Paso so far. I'll be going to ASU this upcoming week and MSU later on. I would say, each university has their own strengths. I actually think as an undergrad, Texas Tech, don't tell anyone, but Texas Tech had best infrastructure and resources, except for like a research perspective in the Health Science Center. There's a lot of opportunities for research. As all of our universities grow, a lot of that's tied into research dollars and being involved in research. So I encourage you all to get involved, and that doesn't only relate to like, the health fields or the STEM fields. I did humanities research as an undergrad. I know people that did business research as an undergrad. So those professors are out there and they do have ongoing projects. So I think it's important to reach out to them for whatever interests you. There's usually someone that's working on a topic that relates to that. That's a great question. Thank you.
Around campus, I don't know how much this happens at ASU or MSU or the other campuses as well, but specifically Texas Tech, we've had an ongoing issue with bird feces. And it seems like something that would be somewhat easy to take care of, but if I was a student coming to Texas Tech and touring the campus and all of the sitting spaces are covered, I would be immediately turned off to come to this campus. And so if that's something that you can look into, take care of, or assist us in any way, we would appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. I can speak to the respective folks about that. That's good to know. I remember when I was an undergrad, we also had that issue, and then they did a program where they started culling the birds a bit, and they went away, but it's interesting to hear that they came back. No, thank you. Okay, great. Any final questions? Great. Okay, thank y'all for having me. Again, Abby will share my email. Please feel free to reach out anytime if you have ideas, questions, concerns. That's what my role is for. So again, please feel free to reach out until about June. Then someone else will be in my place. It was great to meet y'all. Thank you for having me again.
Up next on our agenda will be open forum. Rule 33, Section 2 of the Rules of the Senate states that any student enrolled in Texas Tech University may address the Senate during the open forum on any given issue. If you are wishing to address the Senate, please stand to receive recognition from the chair. Once, twice. Moving forward. Up next, we'll be moving on to our executive reports. Again, really sorry about the screen. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off with our External Vice President, Carter Arrett.
Oh my gosh, I've missed y'all so much. Just wanted to start with that, get y'all back in the groove of things. I hope you've had a great couple of days starting your classes, and we do have a break on Monday, so that's exciting. I know we're all looking forward to it. But I did send one thing in GroupMe. That's really the only update I have at the moment. It's super cool that they reached out, actually. And we got to have this opportunity for sustainability and recycling, which a lot of your pieces have reflected lately. And so I'm really excited to kind of get that initiative up and running a little bit. And so this is the campus cleanup after the Oklahoma State basketball game, which is actually the 29th, I believe. And so that link I will drop in the GroupMe like right after I get done. But I do have some frequently asked questions in there. And so I'm going to hit those if that works. So if you are going to go, please plan to arrive at the check-in point as early as an hour and a half before the game. And then you can park in R21, which is the law school. And so there is contact information in that link as well. I realized I sent it and it had a QR code. You can't read that when it's on your own phone. And so I'll drop that link in there. If you have anything else, please let me know. I dropped my number as well in the group chat. And so send confirmation after that. It's a service point opportunity. It's a great way to get involved and watch us beat the Pokes and then go and recycle. So that's awesome. Love that. Now we're going to get on to the saying of the week. I feel like I've told like 3 people this before. I don't know if I'm like not inspiring anymore or what the deal is, but I'm trying to pick up the slack. I didn't have one over the break. Asked a lot of people for advice, but as always, Google got me. And so it's a new year, and my saying of the week is, a snake can shed its skin, but never change its color. And so that's kind of like, it hits you and makes you think at the beginning. Right? You're like, that is not a great message. But I really think of it this way. We'll start with the color. The mission of the Student Government Association has never changed. It's to serve the student body and the constituents, especially within who you are elected or appointed to for different cabinet positions. We have BNF coming up, and so that's a really good example of the mission is to always fund these student organizations and do it the best way we can. But there's a new opportunity. It's a new time of growth. And so we get to shed old skin or in light of making mistakes in the first semester or something along those lines, you still get the opportunity to fulfill your purpose in that same color, but shed the skin and get new skin. So I'm open to feedback also. But that's all I have. Great to see y'all.
Next, welcome Student Body President Abigail Vega.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope y'all had a restful break. I know that I did. A lot of great ideas. As always, exec is always available to be a listening ear, help you with anything, put you in contact with individuals who you may be able to contact for specific initiatives that you may have. So as always, we'll make our contact available. It was on the slides, but I know that if you don't already have them already, you likely have one of ours already. So alongside this, intent to run forms have already opened. If you are interested in running for Senate positions, first years, or continuing as a senator, or even becoming an executive officer, those will close on January 22nd. So make sure to complete those, submit your payment to the SGA office, and as always, let us know if you have any questions or concerns. And then I know that Jad kind of spoke about this just a little bit, but we'll have a joint session that'll come up on January 25th. So this will be a time where we'll be able to come together online with not only Texas Tech student government, but also schools throughout our system. And so we'll be able to advocate for students as well as hear from some guest speakers and be able to kind of learn from them and be inspired by them. So will definitely be a good opportunity for first years as well as senators as well as executives and cabinet to be able to hear from others from other schools within our system, as well as, like I said, some guest speakers. So I'll send out those the agenda as well as a form to be able to sign up for that, just so that we can get a good head count and ensure that there's plenty of people who are representing our university. But if you have any questions or concerns about that, or have any ideas that we could bring to the table and speak with Jad about, let me know. But thank y'all so much.
Up next on our agenda will be the judicial reports. As always, there are no judicial reports, so we will go on to my remarks. So welcome back, everybody. I'm super happy to be back. I'm super excited to really run through the last 6 or 7 meetings of the semester. I think we have 14 on the calendar, so it should be 6. Super excited to get those up and rolling. 3 main things on my end. So the first part is going to be we are in works in getting our SGA Gala, whatever you want to call it, up and running. So that's going to be on April 12th. It's going to be on a Saturday. Y'all are all going to get an invite to RSVP to the gala. Tomorrow, I don't know when I have the email scheduled, but just make sure to read through the email and RSVP for the gala if you're interested in going. You also have the opportunity to bring a +1 if you'd like. That's pending given how many people are going. If you all want to bring a +1, probably not, but we're trying to be useful here. So yeah, so make sure to fill that out. You have until the end of the month to fill it out. So if you don't get it, message me, email me. Find a way to contact me, and I will directly forward it to you. We were going to do a legislation antics workshop. Kind of what we talked about at the end of the semester was fixing up a few of those little mistakes that we were just running into all the time as senators, whether that be with legislation, just the way the legislation is structured, or varying different things. This is all an effort to save our poor journal clerk a little bit of work, myself and anyone else who checks the legislation. So being as the screen's not working, we're going to push that over to next meeting. Today we were going to focus only on the small stuff, and then we were going to move on to the big stuff. But I think since the screen's not working, we'll just do them both in one quick go around next meeting. And then lastly, my 2 BNF chairs be pending. I will have an invite sent to you to really discuss your BNF process and really touch on the goals that we set over the summer and the consequent fall semesters. But that's pretty much it for me. Yeah, up next, are there any other routine motions and other business? Has anyone not been sworn in? Please stand. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, do what you can. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do hereby solemnly swear
I do hereby solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully execute the duties of the office.
that I shall faithfully execute the duties of the office.
I shall, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend
I shall, to the best of my ability, preserve, defend
the Constitution of the Student Government Association of Texas Tech University
the Constitution of the Student Government Association
and the regulations which be made
and the regulations that which be made
in pursuance thereof.
in pursuance thereof.
Congratulations, Senator. Floor is open to any other routine motions and other business. Going once, twice. Moving on. Up next on our agenda will be our committee reports. Senator Joyce.
Mr. President, I move to suspend the standing rules of the Senate that require us to read committee reports.
It's been moved and seconded by Senator Bentley to suspend the standing rules of the Senate requiring us to read the committee reports. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, and requires a 2/3 majority vote. All those in favor of suspending the rules and not reading reports, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Reports will be skipped. Sorry, dropped my gavel. Up next on our agenda will be first reading. Being as we have no first reading, we will move directly to second reading. 60.84.
Mr. President, I rise to reintroduce Senate Resolution 60.84. May I first vote?
You may. Thank you.
Okay, hey everyone, just to refresh everyone on this piece after a long break, to summarize, the purpose of this piece is that the Student Senate supports administration in exploring different funding methods to make Adobe software access free for tech students. So students in various majors, design, architecture, media, and lots of other majors are required to complete assignments through Adobe. However, access is only available in select computer labs during certain times, which hinders student success in completing these assignments in a timely manner. And so with this piece, we suggest that students have free access to the resources that they need at any time and any place. So with that, I move to place Senate Resolution 60.84 onto third reading and final passage.
It's been moved and seconded by Senator Koger to send Senate Resolution 60.84 to third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any debate on the floor? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. Please use your clickers. Again, give it a little spam, just in case if it doesn't go through the first time. With 100% of senators in favor, motion passes. Up next on our agenda, Senate Resolution 60.88. Senate Resolution 60.88. Are there any co-authors on the piece? Are there any co-sponsors on the piece? Senator Armitage? Would you like to speak on the piece?
You don't have this. What? You can use this. Okay.
Okay, so hey y'all, for Senate Resolution 60.88, it's speaking about the implementation of student fee committee meeting memorandums for the Senate. So it's just when the student fee committee has meetings, we want to be well informed, and we want the students to be well informed about the state of our university from a financial standpoint, and yeah. Mr. President, I move to place Senate Resolution 60.88 on third reading and final passage.
It's been moved and seconded by Senator Moreno to send Senate Resolution 60.88 to third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Please use your clicker to vote in the poll. Is there any debate on the floor? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote.
It's open.
40 senators in favor, motion passes. Up next on our agenda will be the consent calendar. If you're presenting a resolution, please step up to the podium in the numeric order of your resolution. It'll be 104, 105, 106, and 107. As a reminder, these must be passed with 100% approval. If there's any reason to vote on these separately, please make a motion to move it back up to second reading.
Good evening again, guys. So this 104 is on the introduction, is congratulating Dr. Bailing Shaw on her appointment as the new Dean of the Media and Communications Building. That's about it. She will resume, or she will be appointed in February, and so yep, just congratulating her.
Thank you. 105.
So Softball America released its 2025 preseason top 100 players list recently, and Najuri Kanadi and Mahaya Davis of the Red Raiders softball team were ranked 1st and 66th, respectively, on that list. So this piece is just to congratulate them on their remarkable achievement.
Thank you. 106.
Good evening, everyone. Senate Resolution 60.106 is congratulating the Daily Torador on earning the Columbia Scholastic Press Association's Crown Finalist status for the 3rd consecutive year, which is absolutely amazing. We want to congratulate them on their excellence, professionalism, and values of integrity of making such a great publishing for our students. This will be announced in New York City on March 21st of 2025, and we're wishing them the best of luck and congratulating them on their finalist status.
Thank you. 107.
Senate Resolution 60.107 is stating the sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the death of Texas Tech University student Gerardo Alanis. With the death of Gerardo Alanis on Friday, December 7th, 2024, the Texas Tech University community lost a beloved classmate and friend. Alanis was a sophomore in the Whitaker College of Engineering, majoring in computer science. The Texas Tech flag and memorial circle will be lowered in his memory on a later date to commemorate his life and legacy. Therefore, be it further resolved that the Student Senate of the Texas Tech University expresses its deepest and most heartfelt condolences as both as individuals and representatives of the student body to the family and friends of Gerardo Alanis. And with that, Mr. President, I move to place Senate Resolution 60.104 through 60.107 on 3rd reading and final passage.
It's been moved and seconded by Senator Scoville to send Senate Resolution 60.104 through 60.107 to 3rd reading and final passage. All those in favor, please say aye. Is there any reason for any of these pieces to be voted on separately? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, please. Great. Vote on the clicker. Ayes have it. The consent calendar is passed as given. Up next on our agenda are the announcements. Any member of the Student Government Association may make relevant announcements to the chamber at this time. If you wish to address the Senate, please stand for recognition from the chair. Senator Auer.
Hi, if you're on Budget and Finance Committee, just a quick reminder, we're going to meet in that little corner right after, so it'll be like 20 minutes. But with interviewing starting on Tuesday, everyone needs to get on the same page. So, quick reminder, be there right after.
Thank you, Senator Auer. Please stand. Senator Baker.
Hi guys, I'm Nina Baker. I serve on the Diversity Committee for Texas Tech Student Government. And this upcoming week is Martin Luther King's Day is on Monday, so we do not have class, but there is a brunch on Monday, and if you'd like the RSVP for that, we can do fruits and stuff for you guys. There's a photo booth, it's going to be dance, it's going to be so much fun. And then after that, you can get bused. I know a lot of us need community service hours for medical school, dental school, any type of professional school. It looks good on your resume, so we can do community service after that. And there's events every day of next week that you can go to, either for food or for fun, to mingle with graduates or current Texas Tech students. If you want any of that information, please let me know. I can send it in a group me and give it to select their AJs but in the first years so that they can have that as well. So we'd love to see you at all of these events next week. Thank you guys.
First Year Leadership Association President Wes Shaw.
Thank you. On behalf of the first years, we'd just like to say, I didn't get to say this last meeting, but just thank you to all the senators currently. Your leadership is very greatly appreciated, and I know as first years we're very much so looking forward to getting to continue out our year of service. So I just wanted to say thank y'all and welcome back.
Thank you for pressing the shot. Going once, twice.
Actually,
Mrs. Rocky, please stand.
we are starting Cubbies. They will be in and ready next week. Yay! Welcome back to kindergarten.
We'll send a list out with your cubby number. If
It
you
will
send
have-
legislation to yourself, it'll be in there.
It will have your name on it. If you are in charge of giving those to students, I will send you an email as a reminder that your cubby is full. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. Also, please try to put your folder back in order because it makes it a big mess, and that is not something that I really have time to do. So if you could just put it back where it's supposed to go, that would be fantastic. Welcome back. I'm so glad to see y'all. Thank you.
Yes, yes for cubbies. Anyone else? Going once, twice. Up next on our agenda is adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn? Senator Auer,
I motion to adjourn.
please stand when making a motion.
I motion to adjourn.
It's been moved and seconded by Senator Joyce to adjourn the 8th meeting of the 60th session. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, and requires a majority vote. All those in favor of adjourning the 8th meeting, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say nay.
Nay.
Ayes have it. Motion passes. Meeting adjourned.